You don't need expensive protein shakes to stay strong after 60. In fact, one of the most powerful muscle-building foods costs less than a cup of coffee. I'm talking about lentils, the humble pantry staple that research now shows can rival meat for strength and energy. But here's the surprising part. When prepared the right way, lentils can actually turn back some of the age-related slowdown in your muscle-building signals. Let's look at how this simple, affordable patty can help your body feel younger, one bite at a time. For many of my patients, the hardest part of eating healthy isn't motivation, it's cost. Protein-rich foods can be pricey, and older adults often settle for smaller portions. But that leads to muscle loss, fatigue, and reduced independence. What I've found in my clinic is that one inexpensive legume can change that story. Lentils offer steady energy, powerful plant protein, and nutrients that support heart, gut, and metabolic health, all without breaking the budget. And with the right preparation, they're gentle on digestion too. 1. The aging muscle lock and how. Lentils unlock it. As we age, our muscles stop responding to protein as efficiently as they once did. It's called anabolic resistance, and it's one of the silent culprits behind weakness and fatigue after 60. Imagine your muscles as an old lock that no longer turns easily. You can pour in all the protein you want, but unless you have the right key, the door to muscle repair stays stuck. That key is a small amino acid called leucine, and lentils happen to be rich in it. Leucine activates a pathway in your body called mTOR. Think of it as the construction crew that builds and maintains muscle tissue. The problem is, after 60, that construction crew shows up late unless you give them a strong enough signal. Lentils provide that gentle nudge without the heavy price tag or digestive strain of red meat. In my 25 years of clinical practice, I've seen this simple shift make a real difference. Robert, 72, came to me frustrated. He'd lost strength, his grip was weak, and he could barely lift his grandkids. We replaced one of his daily meat portions with a high-protein lentil patty, about 1 cup cooked. Within 8 weeks, his energy returned, and he felt steadier climbing stairs. A 2022 study in nutrition research backs this up. Seniors who ate lentil-based meals for 8 weeks improved insulin sensitivity by 78% and gained measurable muscle tone compared to those on meat-heavy diets. Start simple. Half a cup of cooked lentils a day, then build to 1 cup as your digestion adapts. Split your intake between meals. Your muscles respond better when protein is spread out. But what happened next in Robert's blood work surprised even me, because lentils don't just rebuild muscle, they calm the deeper fires of aging itself. And in a moment, we'll explore how this one food steadies your energy, your blood sugar, and even your inflammation. 2. The hidden energy. Advantage, blood sugar, and inflammation. Robert's story didn't end with stronger legs. Within weeks, he noticed something else. His afternoon fatigue was fading. No more sudden crashes or fog after lunch. That change came from the quiet power lentils have over blood sugar and inflammation, 2 forces that drain energy as we age. You see, lentils digest slowly, releasing glucose at a steady pace instead of flooding the bloodstream. This helps stabilize insulin, the hormone that controls energy use. In older adults, insulin sensitivity naturally declines, like a radio losing its signal. Lentils tune that signal back in. In fact, a 2024 nutrient study showed seniors who ate lentils daily saw their post-meal glucose drop by 0.67 millimoles per liter, while the control group's levels actually rose. The bonus? Lentils calm the chronic inflammation that scientists call Inflammaging. Compounds inside lentils lower key inflammatory markers like IL-6 and TNF-alpha, both linked to muscle breakdown and fatigue. Think of inflammation as background noise in your body. Lentils turn the volume down, allowing your muscles and energy systems to work in peace. In my clinic, I often recommend combining lentils with foods rich in vitamin C, like bell peppers or tomatoes. This pairing not only boosts iron absorption, but also enhances antioxidant activity, giving your cells a stronger shield against oxidative stress. Have you ever felt more tired after a meal that was supposed to be healthy? You're not alone. That crash often comes from blood sugar swings that lentils help prevent. Now, while I always encourage checking with your healthcare provider, especially if you take diabetes or blood pressure medications, adding even half a cup of lentils can begin balancing those rhythms. But here's what really caught my attention after years of studying aging metabolism. The same compounds that steady your blood sugar also protect your heart and gut. And that's where the lentil story deepens, because strength and longevity start from the inside out. 3. The heart, gut, and muscle connection. When I reviewed Robert's progress 2 months later, one number stood out even more than his muscle gain. His blood pressure had dropped by nearly 10 points. That kind of improvement doesn't come from muscle alone. It comes from what lentils quietly do inside your heart and gut. Let's start with the heart. Lentils contain natural compounds that help your blood vessels relax by inhibiting the angiotensin-converting enzyme, the same pathway targeted by many blood pressure medications. For seniors, that matters. A 2016 study in nutrition, metabolism, and cardiovascular diseases found older adults who regularly ate legumes had a 34% lower risk of heart disease than those who didn't. Lentils also supply magnesium and potassium, minerals that help your arteries stay flexible instead of stiff with age. But the real magic happens in your gut. As we age, the balance of good bacteria declines and digestion slows. Lentils feed the beneficial microbes that produce short-chain fatty acids, tiny compounds that strengthen your intestinal wall and reduce inflammation throughout the body. Think of your gut as a garden. When you feed it lentil fiber, you're spreading compost that brings it back to life. Robert described it best. My stomach feels calmer, and my mornings feel lighter. That's the gut-heart connection in action. When your gut thrives, your circulation improves, inflammation drops, and your muscles get the nutrients they need to repair. To make this even easier, soak lentils overnight before cooking. This reduces the compounds that cause bloating and improves mineral absorption. A sprinkle of turmeric or cumin not only adds flavor, but also boosts anti-inflammatory benefits. And here's where most seniors get it wrong. They think plant protein can't match meat for strength. But the truth, backed by recent trials, says otherwise. In a moment, we'll see exactly how to turn this humble legume into a high-protein patty that fuels strength, heart health, and independence without straining your budget. 4. Nutrition, the practical lentil patty blueprint. Now that we understand the science, let's turn it into something you can actually taste and trust. Because information doesn't change lives, habits do. In my clinic, I always say, if it isn't affordable and enjoyable, it won't last. That's why I teach what I call the lentil patty blueprint, a simple, budget-friendly way to build strength and energy without expensive powders or meat. Here's how it works. 1. Equipment. Just a small pan or air fryer. No fancy gadgets needed. 2. Intensity with self-check. Start gently. If lentils are new for you, begin with a half-cup serving. Notice how your stomach feels over the next few hours. Most seniors adjust beautifully within a week. 3. Duration plus biological. Why? Stay consistent for 8 to 12 weeks. Research shows that's when muscle strength and insulin sensitivity begin to improve. Think of it as giving your body time to retrain its metabolism. 4. Frequency plus optimal timing. Enjoy 3 to 4 lentil patties per week, about 1 cup total. Split your portions between lunch and dinner. Your muscles respond better when protein arrives in smaller, steady doses rather than one big meal. 5. progression. Timeline: as your digestion adapts, increase slightly each week. Lentils contain 1.3 grams of leucine per cup, the amino acid that helps flip on your muscle-building switch, mTOR. To make the patties, mash cooked lentils with finely chopped onion, oats, and a dash of olive oil. Pan fry or air fry until crisp. Pair them with a side of tomatoes or bell peppers, as vitamin C helps your body absorb iron. And for anyone worried about bloating, soaking lentils overnight softens them and reduces gas-causing compounds by over 70%. This isn't a cheap meal. It's a quiet investment in your independence. Because what you're really building isn't just muscle. It's the freedom to keep moving, cooking, and living life on your own terms. Maybe health after 60 isn't about chasing more. It's about choosing smarter. Lentils remind us that nutrition doesn't have to be complicated or costly. One simple patty can carry protein, fiber, and minerals that quietly support your muscles, your heart, and even your peace of mind. In my 25 years of practice, I've seen something beautiful happen when seniors discover affordable foods that truly work for them. They stop feeling limited. They start feeling capable again. A patient once told me, "It's not just that I can walk farther now, it's that I feel like myself again." That's what real nourishment does. If you decide to try the lentil patty, start small. Half a cup today, maybe a full cup next week. Let your body adjust gently. Always talk with your healthcare provider first, especially if you take blood thinners, diabetes, or blood pressure medications. Lentils can influence those systems in positive ways, but safety always comes first. Now imagine this. You're standing in your kitchen, the smell of a golden lentil patty in the pan. You take that first bite, knowing it's rebuilding the very strength that helps you lift your grandchild, tend your garden, or take that morning walk again. That's what nutrient-dense on a dime really means. If this message resonates with you, leave a comment below. What's one simple meal that makes you feel strong? Your story might help someone else who needs a little hope today. And if you found value here, consider subscribing to Healthy Aging Hub. We're building a community of seniors who believe that wisdom, strength, and health can grow together. One meal, one moment at a time. Take a deep breath. You've earned this energy. And maybe, just maybe, tomorrow's meal could be your next small act of strength. Because independence begins on your plate.